Today we are going to make one of these easy wire wrap charms. They're just made with 8mm beads and they go underneath as well, so you can see some of the wire wraps underneath the bead there. We have another video tutorial for this simple wire wrapped bead there as well. This one today is using an 8mm bead and just is a little more complex than the other one, but still quite easy to do. To start with, we need 6 inches of the 20 gauge wire. And then we just start by sliding our bead on there. So I do this slightly off center, it doesn't need to be in the middle. Probably about 1/3 in with 2/3 on the other side. And then we just start by wrapping our wires around the bottom part of the bead, so next to each other as well. Just making sure that the wire comes in nice and close to the bead. So I just grab my pliers there and put some pressure on it so that it is pulled down close to the bead. Then just moving your wires around the bead a little bit further, making sure that those wires are still together and sitting next to each other. Moulding your wires so that they can come up the other side, which is what will be the top. So that part there, you've got your wires going underneath the bottom of the bead. So just crossing the wires over there at the top and making sure that you've got the wires crossed over near where the middle is. So you can see you've got the wires coming out each side of the bead on either side there, and then the shorter piece of wire you just want to gently wrap around the other piece of wire, just making sure that it's in the center. Wrapping that around there and then cutting it off with a couple of millimeter to spare, and then crimping it down nice and tight. You can take some time to just check over all your wires and make sure they're sitting nicely in how you like them, and that it's all symmetrical, that the wires are sitting together on the underside of the bead. So just take some time now to sort of secure up your design and get it right. So at this stage it should be looking much like this, where the wire goes right around the bead and then comes off the center at the top. When you're happy with that part of your design, you can just grab the top of the bail there with your round nose pliers, and I just bend the wire outwards a little bit, and then just moving your pliers upward slightly. Then you can pull this wire around your round nose pliers to make a little loop there. So then with my other pliers, you can just grab the little loop and just slowly wrap that wire around the bottom of the bail. So just wrapping it around a few times, and that just secures your bail in place. When you're happy with how many times you've gone around and it's looking symmetrical, just cut your tail off, leaving again a couple of mils so that you can tuck it in nice and tight. And just make sure there's no sharp edges pointing out from the wire anywhere. And now you have a chance to just check over your design, make sure that the bail is sitting nicely. So you want the bail to be sitting sideways so that your chain is going to be able to go through it, and that your wires are all sitting nicely as well and all symmetrical. Then you can just put your chain through, or whatever twine you're going to use,